discussing exist in each of the fields.
Right, any field.
Right. Not entertainment exclusively, politics, religion, science, everywhere, right? Some of this is human nature, right?
Do you feel like in Hollywood that there are, I've heard you kind of allude to the fact that there's like kind of darker forces.
For years, Katt Williams has been sounding the alarm on Hollywood's double life, dazzling lights and fame up front, but a web of hidden
darker forces that kind of like, that present opportunities to people in trade-off, right? In trade for their own, maybe their own peace, maybe their own reality, maybe a sacrifice of their actual direction that they want. Do you think that really happens, that kind of stuff?
I think everything is controlled and regulated.
At least.
Yeah. Deals and darker trades lurking just off camera that most folks never catch wind of. Now the internet's lighting up with chatter as top stars suddenly go ghost. Ellen DeGeneres hunkers down.
Why do you think that is?
Well, as you've seen from the files that have been released, it's pretty dark and disturbing, and there's a lot of big names involved. And they've also redacted so many of the people that, and things that we should know.
And you know who many of those names are?
A lot of the survivors know who the names are. And some are a surprise to people too as well. And that I've always said it's not just in the United States, it's a global.
In the UK, dodging the spotlight, Jay-Z sheds millions of followers overnight. Tom Hanks, the ultimate everyman icon, stays dead quiet. And Oprah, who ruled TV for decades.
Global human ring. And there are many powerful people, government officials, financial institutions, universities, modeling industry, entertainment industry. There are so many people that are involved, which is why.
Yeah, her. We got some news about Oprah Winfrey. We got information that's real telling. Oprah Winfrey
slips into the shadows. Fans are stitching it all together, reviving Katt's old clips where he insists gatekeepers rule every field, not just entertainment, but politics.
Winfrey's private jet went to Epstein Island reportedly 11 times. Yeah, 11 times. Now, why would your airplane be on Epstein Island, Oprah Winfrey? Huh? It didn't have nothing to do with them girls that came up missing at your school out there in Africa, right? Yeah, we ain't forgot about that. All them girls that came up.
Religion, science too, thanks to raw human nature amped up. He paints Hollywood as a place where tempting offers demand soul-crushing swaps, your true path traded for quick wins.
That came up and missing? Where the hell they at, Oprah? All that money you got, you ain't found out what happened to them? I got a pretty good idea what happened to them. Just like all the rest of them. End up on them damn islands. Yeah, you and, what's that motherfucker that got arrested and got convicted? That little movie producer? I forgot his name. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
As everything's controlled and regulated. Whistleblowers? We don't shield them. We ignore the scouts spilling the tea, then smirk later. Knew that was coming, they talked too much truth.
With this accuser, in which she alleges that Epstein brought her to meet Trump sometime between when she was age 13 and 15. She details in very graphic terms Trump's alleged against her and how she fought back. She also says she had 2 additional interactions with Trump, but before she expanded on that any further, she asked if she could go on to another subject. During the last interview with the accuser,
Katt long predicted these power players would hit a reckoning where buried secrets burst out. And with these eerie silences, his words feel like prophecy as the glossy mask starts to slip. Katt Williams has long insisted that Hollywood's shady underbelly isn't unique. It's
y'all were best friends. How you become best friends with a pedophile? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I see, it's a reason why you don't have no kids. Is it because you can't have none? Or you don't want none? Or you afraid if you do have one, you might...
Jeff, these documents are known as 302 files. They're summaries of 3 interviews the FBI conducted with
Human nature dialed up, thriving in religion, politics, medicine, and beyond, where gatekeepers shield their own while crushing threats like Dave Chappelle. They mocked him as Pilot Boy after 19 networks ditched his show.
The FBI asked if she would be comfortable sharing more about her contacts with Trump. She said at the time that she didn't know what the point would be when there was a strong possibility nothing could be done about it, and it's unclear, Jeff, if there was any additional follow-up after that last interview.
Why weren't these documents initially released?
These 3 summaries are actually part of a set of 4, and that other document was released as part of that initial major tranche we saw.
Only to lowball him at 10% of the $500 million he built when it exploded, threatening to paint him crazy to fans before he even hit Ohio. Those rants felt less like comedy and more like coded warnings about iron-fisted control in entertainment and government, and now fans unearth clips tying it to today's eerie celeb silences. Epstein's saga amps the intrigue. His suicide in jail, questioned by his own brother, came days after dumping $577 million into a 1953 trust, his birth year, set up in a frantic 2-day rush that screams premeditation over panic. Bill Barr, dubbed the New York Times' ultimate cover-up general back in 1992, oversaw it all as AG, fueling whispers of CIA-style fixes and deep state shields that make Williams' prophesies hit even harder. It's personal for some, but for everyone, it spotlights how the powerful dodge accountability while truth-tellers get buried. Mark Epstein pulls no punches, insisting his brother Jeffrey was likely murdered, not the suicide the Trump administration pushes, and every official denial just digs their hole deeper. Kash Patel, flaunting his prosecutor cred in Congress, called it a clear suicide based on, what exactly? No forensic training, no medical degree, no autopsy room boots on the ground. He wasn't even at the prison. Unlike Dr. Roma, who walked out post-autopsy saying it screamed homicide, backed by Dr. Michael Baden, who witnessed it and agreed. Bill Barr claimed a video showed no one entering or exiting Epstein's cell, sealing the deal for him. But that's laughably naive, slipping in, doing the deed, and vanishing undetected? Pure fiction, as Mark sees it. Court files, flight logs, and investigations name-drop plenty, yet 70 to 80% stays redacted or buried, fueling online fire that the real roster of power players hides in the shadows. Survivor Lisa Phillips hit TV demanding full disclosure. No one's untouchable, keeping the spotlight blazing as scraps surface and curiosity explodes. Lisa Phillips, a survivor who bared it all on TV, fired the first shot. No billionaire, politician, or celeb should tower above the law, especially with millions of files still locked away, dripping with dark secrets and big names that survivors know all too well, shocking even them. She calls it a global trafficking web snaking through governments, banks, universities, modeling, and entertainment, explaining why it's such a tangled nightmare to unravel. That raw truth lit the internet ablaze, pulling eyes back to viral clips like Tom Hanks' frozen face at an awards show when an Epstein didn't kill himself jab landed. Memes exploded as fans dissected every twitch. Hanks' recent no-shows at interviews and Q&As only fanned the flames, with his team mum on links to Epstein talk, but silence screams loudest online. Leonardo DiCaprio jumps into the chatter too, roasted forever for ditching dates once they hit 25, like that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood premiere gag where even Prince Andrew ribs him. Come on, Leo, you're nearly 50, grow up. Rumors swirl wild across social media, unproven but unstoppable, as every pause and punchline gets picked apart in the growing storm. Beneath the laughs, folks can't help but wonder if Leo's dating quirks hide something shadier, especially since he used to roll deep with Diddy at those wild white parties. Think Declaration of Independence's decor, Hollywood star bashes, and Burning Man blowouts, with Leo topping the invite list like VIP royalty. That old clip resurfaced hard as Epstein talk boiled over, yanking DiCaprio back into the frenzy. Then eyes swung to Oprah Winfrey, the media titan who owned living rooms worldwide for decades but lately ghosts public chatter like she's gone off-grid. Online whispers point to survivors dubbing a shadow broker who linked young girls to rich power players, and some threads pin that tag on Oprah amid unverified claims her jet hit Epstein Island 11 times. Why else, they ask? Tie that to missing girls from her African school that she never tracked down? Katt Williams' rants echo louder here, blasting her as part of Hollywood's guarded elite, fueling the fire that these quiet spells from big names mean the whole tangled web, global trafficking through elites, celebs, and islands, is finally fraying at the edges. Rumors run rampant online, unproven but relentless, turning every old party pic and flight log into a puzzle piece for the masses to snap together. Katt Williams doesn't hold back, lacing Oprah into the same crew as that convicted movie producer, you'll know the one, and a mother locked up for unspeakable crimes, questioning how she cozied up to such predators while staying kid-free herself. Is it by choice, infertility, or fear she'd ship her own off to some island nightmare? It's a bombshell claim, unproven but heavy enough to ricochet endlessly online, especially when paired with her past endorsement of Brazilian healer João Teixeira de Faria, John of God, the farm kid turned clairvoyant medium she hyped globally from under a mango tree. Oprah platformed his tale. Dirt poor roots, storm predicting gifts at age 7, 55 years channeling spirits for the faithful. Illiterate but divinely driven. Yet the mask cracked. He's now buried under nearly 400 years for a grotesque rap sheet of sexual abuses, police probes worldwide, secret tapes, and victim horrors that shred his holy facade. Promoting that wolf in sheep's clothing casts long shadows over her legacy, amplifying whispers of brokers and islands as the internet stitches Katt's fire with these skeletons, demanding why the powerful keep skating while truth simmers just below the surface. Critics now side-eye Oprah's glowing plug for John of God, wondering why she didn't dig deeper before handing a global stage to a man later caged for nearly 400 years on abuse charges, especially as wild online claims swirl about Epstein files linking her, him, and shadowy overlaps in their playbooks. Epstein didn't just charm. He weaponized doctors as leashes on women in his web, dictating plastic surgery schedules, gyno visits, even emergency stitches right on his Manhattan dining table. Like that young woman fresh off an ATV crash on his island, patched up by Dr. Jess Ting with 35 sutures while Eva Dubin, his ex and a Mount Sinai breast center boss, lined it up fast. Medical pros shake their heads. No hospital trip means infection risk skyrocketed, proving Epstein's control trumped patient safety every time. Docs spilled private files, bent ethics, and cashed in on his $375,000 Mount Sinai gifts, $50,000 research boosts, fat retainers, celeb intros, even $900 Apple Watches, all while he shrugged off women's unease with "they know I'm paying, so they keep me happy." It's a chilling blueprint of power-perverting healing hands, echoing Katt's rants on elite gatekeepers and fueling the frenzy over which big names still lurk in the redacted fog. Jay-Z snags the internet's glare next, not through whispers but hard numbers. He and Beyoncé shed roughly 10 million followers across platforms in a blink, no glitch or algorithm fluke. Fans bailing en masse, eyes wide open.
Ties to Epstein?
It stems from a 2019 FBI tip line call logged in a crisis report, where an anonymous woman recalled waking drugged in what felt like his Florida pad around 1996, trapped in a room with Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z himself, claiming Weinstein assaulted her while Jay stood by, her memory a fractured mess. Unverified, uncorroborated in court, yet it lands heavy amid their old chumminess, echoing Katt Williams' jabs at Jay's early orbit. Aaliyah underage, Foxy Brown, Rihanna young, Beyoncé ripening into the picture, like a pattern of power plays dressed as hip-hop ascent. Doctors like Dr. Jess Ting voiced regret over Epstein links but saw no overt crime. Mount Sinai probed ties and pledged fixes, yet the stench lingers. These fragments, redacted files, survivor pleas, celeb silences, follower exoduses, stitch into Katt's blueprint of gate-kept empires crumbling, where human nature's greed festers global, from islands to boardrooms, leaving the web to scream what courts won't. No one's too big to topple. Rumors rage unproven, but the quiet from on high? That's the real siren. Katt Williams nails it. Young singers like teens get dangled record deals at 13 or 15, shuttled solo into offices where powerful men dangle contracts or dark threats, even as jokes, while the untouchables pull every string and skate free.
How do you fight that?
Picture a kid cornered. Sign or vanish. It's not funny. It's a trap baked into the industry's hustle, with rising stars, mere babies, passed around by grown-ups chasing control. No wonder his words sting true now, as patterns sharpen. Celebs dumping houses, jetting countries, plotting quiet fades amid the Epstein storm. Then the DOJ drops fresh bombs, 302 files from FBI chats with a woman claiming Trump assaulted her as a 13 to 15-year-old, roped in by Epstein himself, spilling graphic fights and 2 more run-ins before climbing up, doubting any point since nothing could be done. News hounds sniffed out why these hid from the first big file dump, fueling cries of cover-ups as survivors' raw pleas clash with elite silence. From Hollywood's gatekeepers to global rings, Katt's warnings morph into a mirror, human nature's ugliest side, long buried, now clawing into daylight, leaving everyone asking who escapes next. Those 302 summaries form part of a quartet, with the fourth dropping in January's big reveal, focused solely on Epstein, skipping Trump, while reporters sniffed out the mismatch from a list handed to Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers. DOJ admits they goofed, tagging the Trump-accusing trio as duplicates at first, now fixing it with public release and unredacted access for Congress. Yet whispers grow louder, more files vanish into thin air. Who stays shielded in the shadows? What truths get buried? And will daylight ever hit the rest? The internet's verdict section buzzes, mirroring Katt's fire. Untouchables dodging the fall while the web demands every last page.